Victoria, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Oh, there you are. Hi.
All right. I'm making a couple notes here for myself.
Okay.
Did you go to the parade?
No, Joe and Jacqueline just got back.
He hung up on me.
No, I couldn't hear you.
Nothing I'm going to use. How's my eye level?
Let me get on there. I've already got people waiting to join the meeting.
Yay, good. A big cobweb in my house. So you're going to present a winner at the end.
Yeah, she's
So maybe that should be something that should be dropped in the beginning. So be sure to say to the end to find out who has won this $500 scholarship.
okay.
So that's something you can say in your opening.
I was going to send you my opening.
Well,
But
now, baby.
Today went by fast.
Today? Oh my God, I don't even know what went on today.
Let's see. Wanted to see if I could make you like a co-host. I may have to switch and make you the host for your presentation, and then you could switch it back to me.
Oh, yuck. Why?
Because I don't know how to make a co-host.
And how do I advance the slides and how do I switch it back and all that? I've never done that before.
And that's true. You would have to host a slideshow too.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought it was okay from yesterday how we did it. That didn't work?
No, we never could do it, remember?
Well, we had one big and one was little. So on my visual, are you seeing my full head?
Hold on, I'm trying to get in there.
Okay.
There we go. Chat room. There we go. I don't see you at all. So go in and click your video camera, make sure it's on, enabled.
That's cute.
You're pretty much magic.
I love it. Ho, ho, ho. It's magic. Do, 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 do.
You look gorgeous.
I do?
Mm-hmm.
I miss my lashes. That kind of sucks. Well, I'll tell it.
So much mascara on, you can't even see it though.
Yeah? Where's I had some tape?
I thought I had a lot. Okay, I'm gonna start letting people in. Wow, your bedroom looks gorgeous.
Oh, it does? Okay, let people in. How much time do we have?
You like my backdrop? 7 minutes?
Okay, I'll be right back in a couple. We're good. I'll be back. I'm gonna go pee.
Okay,
Okay?
I'm gonna admit people.
Okay. Oh, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
So, are you gonna be turning their volume on and off? So they can talk for a minute and then shut them off?
I could.
Yeah, I'll tell you when to turn them on so we can get some feedback. And okay, we're gonna zip you up. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Hi. There you are.
How are you?
Good. I liked your background so much that I got one myself.
It's cute. That's cute.
It's not long enough though. It should have been a little wider.
It's cute with the book, so it looks all professional.
Yeah. Looks nice. So happy for you.
Oh, thank you. I'm a little nervous about today. I've got a bunch of participants waiting, but I'm just gonna have you in here now. So Victoria just went to the restroom, and we're gonna start shortly.
Oh, that is so great.
That's a pretty room.
So where's Katherine?
She just texted me asking how to get on. So, oh, there she is. Here, let me admit her.
Isn't she a sweetie?
Yeah, I'm excited to meet her. Katherine, are you there?
Oh, yes. Sorry, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Mute. Jean is here.
Hi, Katherine.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
How have you been?
Good.
Did you get
How
to
have you
do
been?
anything yet?
No, not yet.
So who all is coming, Cassandra?
I'm not sure. Let's see. I've got 6 people waiting to come in. I thought we have a full house tonight. I was hoping. Let's see. Anna oh, what's her name? I want to call her Phantasma, Costima, Fatima.
Oh, yes.
You'll be here. I'm hoping Carrie Hewardine. I don't know. I sent it out to 30 groups, and 25 of them were state association. And
Not yet. Just here.
so we still have 3 minutes. Hi, Katherine.
Hi.
We have Katherine read her essay.
Yay.
We'll do it at the end. And
That's
Jean,
great.
are you able to stay for the whole time?
What was that?
Jean, are you able to stay for the whole time?
Am I? Yes, of course we will.
Good, okay.
How long is it going to be? An hour?
Probably under an hour.
Okay, great.
So do y'all have your drinks?
Oh, no. I need a drink.
If everybody's doing water, I'll just show this one.
So I miss you, Katherine.
I miss you too. When any news on when the school can open again?
No,
Yeah, didn't think so.
we're still in limbo. Just
Yeah.
too many things going on. Hmm.
Jean, were you able to get the online school going?
Oh yeah, we're up and going. We were up and going the first week.
Awesome.
Yeah, we took 1 week. We took it as our spring break, and we came up. And actually, it's phenomenal what we've accomplished in a short period of time.
Yeah, impressed. I know you were pulling burning the candle at both ends.
Yeah, always. Just like my graduates, my alumni. We're all in the same boat.
True. Always working all hours of the night.
Mm.
Okay, I'll let some people in. And Victoria, where are you? She's busy too. She has a full house right now.
Who is that?
Victoria, she has her her 2 kids at home and her mother-in-law. There she is. Hi.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm gonna let people in.
sure. Casey,
Yes. What?
the keystroke very gently.
Oh yeah. Banging on my key.
I'm hoping people are bringing paper and pen to take some notes for themselves.
Okay, well, we'll give everybody a second to grab a pencil and a paper.
Absolutely.
And I'm starting to see pictures. No videos yet. Are you guys gonna show your faces? There we go. Hi, Janine. Good to see you. And you're muted, so let me see.
Like I can see everybody in their natural setting, like where they live or where they're working, and it's so awesome. We're in my bedroom.
You're calling in.
I did make the bed, so.
Hello, there you are.
There's Grace. Hi.
Hello.
Where are you from, Grace? You're in California, right?
Yeah, I'm in Koreatown, Los Angeles.
Yeah. I see your name on stuff all the time.
Yeah, thank you.
On the field together, maybe.
Yeah.
But Janine, where are you from?
I'm in Monroe, Georgia, which is about 45 miles east of
Wow.
Atlanta.
That's amazing.
Did you see it on the Georgia Reporters Association board?
I'm sorry?
How did you see the flyer for this meeting?
I don't know. It was one of maybe encouraging court reporting students,
Oh, okay.
perhaps. I don't recall which Facebook group it was.
Awesome.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started then. Oh, more people are waiting, so I'm just gonna be admitting people at the same time here, so you'll have to excuse me. Should I give them one more minute to, here's
What time is it?
Saba. We're 2 minutes after.
Oh, well. Well, in California, I mean, that's like right on time. You know, but I know court time, you got to be on, and I know from the minute the clock's ticking, you know, money loves speed. You got to be on time, people. But, yes, but definitely let people know about.
Hurry up to wait.
Is that what happens in your courtrooms?
Oh yeah. Okay.
I like that CoverCrow banner behind you.
Thank you. It just came today. I liked, you see South Coast College banner.
Yes, I do. I saw that.
I saw them on a Zoom meeting last week and I'm like, I have to get one of those. So, okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So, I don't see any more waiting. Okay, so hello everybody and welcome to everybody who's joining us from all over the United States today. I hope you're safe and staying healthy. God willing, we're going to be through this coronavirus pandemic very soon. I'm Cassandra Caldarella. I'm the founder and CEO of CoverCrow, Inc., and I'm a 17-year court reporter, and I'll be one of your hosts for today. Victoria Tallman over here is the other one. I'll introduce her in a second. I wanted to just tell you really quickly about CoverCrow. So I created CoverCrow as a solution for the court reporting shortage and to try to save our stenography profession by helping to meet the demand for our services. I officially launched CoverCrow almost a month, just over a month ago, April 9th. And we've already got 650 freelancers on our platform and about 20 agencies. And it's free for agencies and court reporters. And it's not a free trial. It's not free for the first year. It is free forever. So what I'm launching with is going to remain free forever. I'll be adding tiered subscription levels with more advanced functionality, but what we're launching with is always free. It's a software as a service platform for agencies and reporters to connect. And its core is a job board with advanced customized filters and on-demand capabilities. So agencies can assign you to the job right there from the job board. It cuts through all the noise and chatter and automates all of the busy work, giving us more time for money-making activities. So, okay, on to our seminar. This week, I'm bringing you relationship and life strategy expert, Dr. Victoria Tallman. She's going to show us some tools to overcome fear, conquer mental roadblocks, embrace the power of you, and navigate through and thrive during these really uncertain times. So with that, I would love to introduce you to, oh, before I do that, she's already doing her dance. At the end of this, we have a scholarship winner. I introduced, during the court reporting and captioning week, I introduced a scholarship. It's a $500 scholarship for an essay, and the essay was entitled, Why I Love Court Reporting. And our winner is here today. Where's she? Where did she go? Oh, there she is. Katherine Thomas. So at the end of the presentation today, I'm going to give her 2 minutes. She's got, it's just a one-page essay, and she's going to read it to you. It's wonderful. So please stay till the end. You don't want to miss that. And so with that, I will introduce Victoria Tallman and give her the floor.
Well, Casey, thank you so much for a very lovely introduction. And kudos to you for launching CoverCrow.
Thank you.
So quickly. I mean, I know it probably was a long process in the making, but during this whole time frame, launching it, and not only launching it, but doing it for free and allowing this platform to be a very collaborative team playing effort for your community. I am not a court reporter. I don't want to be in the courtroom, but I do actually service all sorts of different types of individuals. And I do have judges and lawyers on my caseload. So I'm quite familiar with the stress and all of that that can come into what. Can you move to the first slide, Casey, first, the opening, just with the minimizing, maximizing? Go back to that slide. So I just want to thank you for having me today, and I'm excited to share with you some things and some tools that I use in my private practice in Santa Monica, and hope that you can write them down if you have an opportunity to grab a piece of paper and a pen so you can take down some notes. All I see in my screen is a PowerPoint. I see nothing else. So what you can do, I think maybe Casey, are you being able to see comments as they come in?
Forgive me, everybody.
That's okay. Don't worry. I'll keep talking because there's a learning curve in all of this, and we're all patient. We have to be patient with one another. What you're doing is a great thing. So I'll keep talking through that. Is that all right with everybody? Yes? Is that okay with you, Casey? You want me to hold?
Yes, for me. Hold on one second. Let me see. I have to stop sharing to see that. Sorry about that.
No, no worries.
Okay, so I'm not going to be able to access the chat while we're in the video.
That's okay. Just hold on the first slide. Well, the title of this chat we're having today is called Maximizing the Minimum. And the reason why I titled it that is because we're in a time where every little thing we want to count. We want to use that to our fullest capacity. When we think of maximizing, it's augmenting, it's leveling up, it's scaling up, it's using all of the tools at your resources to your, I'm not at that slide yet, Casey. Just the first one, that's fine. Thank you. That's when I say when we think we want to maximize our potential. So when you think of that, opportunities that we have presented in front of us, oftentimes we miss so many opportunities because we're thinking it has to be some grandiose gesture, that it has to be absolutely perfect. So we stay stuck in our head with these limiting beliefs that we can't do it because it's not ready. And I want to use this time that we have together to shift your way of thinking, to reframe the way in which you're thinking, to help you create a new narrative so that you can see every little tiny little minute minimum thing that you can do for yourself, personally, for your family, whatever those things are, for your career, that you are moving forward in the direction that you want, your targeted goal, your true north. And so we're going to discuss that in further details. Does that sound like a good idea? Yes, it does. Why people hire me in my private practice is because I have a mirror. I have like a magic mirror, and I'm able to hold that mirror up in front of them and show them who I see them to be. Because oftentimes when we get up and we look at ourselves in the mirror on a daily basis, we're not inspired. We don't treat ourselves kind. We don't see or have intention for that day. We just kind of go through this monotonous day by day thing and overlook how wonderful and how amazing you truly, truly are. So that's what I do in my practice. I help people really see their potential, and not that it's just potential that's something dangling out there, but something that actually can be realized with their own tools and what they have already operating in them. So let's go during post-COVID-19, let's try to maximize the minimum. So let's go to the first slide, you're enough. So you're enough. Preparation gives way for opportunity to happen. The more that you're prepared, opportunity can open its door. And now more than ever, because we have this situation where everything has been on a hold and a pause and a standstill. I know for myself, I thought, oh, how great it would be for me to catch up on all of my things I need to do if the world could just pause for a moment. And then when it does, I had all these expectations that I didn't meet a lot. And I beat myself up a little bit over it. And I think a lot of people did. They had this laundry list of things that they wanted to accomplish during shelter in place. But then you found yourself in this complacency space of, what do I need to do? And what happens is it can be overwhelming when we're in now operating in a space that's unfamiliar, new territory. our job uncertainty, what's happening in our relationships, our children now at home with us, the work environment has to shift, all of these things. And then we have the social pressures, the relationship pressures, the global pressures, all of these things that we hear, this loud, amplified noise. It creates a lot of anxiety in people, a lot of uncertainty. And so I want you to know that you have control over one thing. Does anybody know what that one thing is? You. You have control over only you. And if we can kind of dull the noise down and really focus and center ourselves on what we know to be true, we can use this time in history, like none other, as an awesome opportunity. And I think CoverCrow, actually, Casey, with your platform and what you're offering with the marketing strategies and putting people out there, is a great opportunity that people can get themselves prepared so they can market themselves in this new, the new normal, I'm going to call it, this new normal that we're going to be in. Does that sound right?
Exactly. So we have profiles where you can market yourself to agencies that maybe you haven't worked with before if you want to broaden your network. And then we have profiles of agencies where you can see them. And there's comments from reporters who have worked for them that you can review, and 5-star ratings, two-way.
How long does it take to fill out a profile?
Your profile depends on how much you want to put into it, but it's like a LinkedIn profile. You have a bio. You can just copy and paste your bio if you have one already created in LinkedIn or somewhere else, and then upload your picture, your certs. You could download your certs. I mean, you could spend 20 minutes, 30 minutes on creating a really nice profile for yourself.
Excellent. Nice. I like it. Perfect.
Thank you.
So let's hit the next, not the next slide, the next bullet point. Can we do that? Do you believe you got the goods? Do you? Let's be honest. Let's be honest, people, because I work in my caseload with very affluent A gamers, and they don't think they have the goods, and they're out there killing it. So there's something in our heads that causes us to not really own who we are and really come into this place of possibilities. So we get there, but we tend to fumble on the ball, so to speak. So I would imagine if you're in this forum today, if you're found the flyer and you're from wherever and you're listening to this, is that you probably are in this field of being either a court reporter, a scopist, or any of the kind of platforms that fall within this legal field of supporting roles in the legal team, right? So that required school, education, time, commitment. Somewhere along the line, you had to realize that you had a gift and that you could utilize it. And when you put things in place and you had a date, a goal, and a deadline, you were able to achieve that. So it's taking that same model of discipline and applying it to some other areas in your life. So this also is a very important point of consistency. The more we're consistent in our basic routines of functioning, the better we are at regulating things. And I'm going to get to that in just a second. So let's have the next bullet point. Because the number one saboteur is this little bitchy girl in your head, you know, that brain, that chatter that tells you you're not enough, you're not worthy. Oh, they're going to hate you. It's not right. I can imagine, Casey, because you had this scholarship that you just created, how many people didn't apply, didn't submit because they thought it wasn't going to be of enough the caliber to even be accepted, or they would be exposed, instead of, you know what, I'm going to write it, I'm just going to get it out and see what happens.
Yeah,
because
and scholarships generally go unfilled a lot of times, just in general. Many
I believe it.
scholarships go
I believe it.
unfilled.
I believe it. And it's that very thing. And more so, and I don't know, you know, I apologize if there's any men out there, and I hope there are.
There's one.
But, huh?
There's one today, I think.
Yay! Woo! Where's I got my tutor. But primarily women tend to struggle more so than our male counterparts in this area of feeling in their way, They have, and I think it's, you know, things that we believe, things we buy in. And so I think this community that you're creating, Casey, of support and really being a team player, and there can be this help for each other to really, you know, cheerlead each other on, because during this situation, like never before, even though things have slowed down and somewhat come to a postponement, nothing's canceled. Whatever was on the books that needed to be covered still needs to be covered. And imagine in this 30, 60, 90 days that we've been on a show shutdown, what's been compiled, and then all the cases that are coming up. You're going to be flooded with work. And so you've got to just stick your neck out, and it's okay. I practice in the mirror saying no a lot, giving myself permission to say no to things that work for me, and giving my permission is make more room for yes. So what I do often is I take a piece of paper and I make a little box. And in that box, I write in the day, what do I want to accomplish? What do I want to be productive in? What's a goal for myself? Maybe it's just an intention. I want to feel really grateful today. Maybe I want to get my registration for my car handled, something like that. And then I have it in my box. Anything outside of that box that comes up for me is a no until that box gets accomplished. So I shut and lower out all the busyness, and I become very myopic and very productive. I hate people when they say, oh, I'm busy. I've got so much busy. I'm so busy. It's like, you're not busy. You're being productive. And the minute you do a shift in even your language in the way that you say that, it feels better. Wouldn't you rather feel that you're being productive than just busy? I think it feels better. It feels better for me. So let's have the next bullet point on this one. It's about you being enough. Stay in the course. There have been so many times that I know, I can speak for myself, but I feel that this is so generalized across the board for anybody, that we feel we're tired, we're exhausted, we're stressed out, we don't have enough time to do the things we want to do. And if you can stay the course and utilize these tools, something like CoverCrow, I know you have a scheduling board there, don't you, Casey? Doesn't that help with their time?
Yeah, it's completely time freeing. So many tasks. Where do I even begin? So we've got a job board. You can say, I'm interested in that job, and then the agency can assign you right from there. All of your jobs are in one job board. So you can have 30 agencies that you work for, and all of your jobs are in one place, which saves tons of time because you can see it all there on the screen. And then instead,
which I love, because I know for myself, I'm driven to disorganization. Mm-hmm. So to know that it's all in one place, and it's like my mini market management team that's helping and working for me, it helps me stay the course. It helps me be more productive at home, be more useful in other areas, have some free time to myself, all of those things, workout time, eating time, social time, all of that. And you know what I was just thinking about too, in regards to time, that time is your most precious commodity. If you could go, I know for me, I'm narcoleptic, I need to get my little cat naps, and we need sleep. I need sleep, more sleep. But I'm thinking, because the new landscape of your industry is going to be probably still remote depots, right? People are going to be doing them from home.
Yeah, a lot of attorneys have said that they're never going back, that they're just going to do Zoom going forward.
Okay.
Insurance companies like it because you're saving money. So the insurance companies are really going to be driving the remote business from now on. Of course, the defense attorneys are going to say, no, 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 no. But we're seeing a lot of remote.
So there definitely could be a spike and an increase, minimally now. We know this year during COVID, because when it gets colder, it's going to spike back up again. But thinking about time in general, I'm thinking by the time you get ready in the morning to get dressed to go to court, your commute into the office, I guess the courtroom. So an hour there, an hour back, maybe two, let's just say 2 hours. And if you're working 5 days a week, I'm being generous, I don't know. What's that, 10 hours times 4 weeks, 40 hours, do the math. You know, I don't have a calculator on me, but by the end of the year, you're probably going to save like 24 days or something like that. Outrageous, like 480 something hours. I think it maps out to be. I think that time, if you really think about your time as being your most precious commodity, this is a great opportunity during this time that we're in to really embrace that. It's better than a 2-week vacation. So if you're working from home, I'm really wanting you to set up a place that's outside of everything else. That's a separate place that you go in, that you turn in to do your work, so that it helps you stay focused, stay the course in your work. You're not distracted. You can narrow that kind of scope of what you're taking in and really be present. It's so difficult for people to be in the moment. And that is so hard for us to stay in that present place. Can you give me the next bullet point? I think there's one more bullet point on this slide. Oh, we mentioned this. Dreams are goals with deadlines. And they are. You have to really figure out and map out what it is you want to accomplish. So write something down right now while we're talking, and then maybe later you can pop it up. What's a dream of yours? And a dream doesn't have to be so esoteric. It's something that's very achievable, and it's definitely doable. So I want you to visualize something for a second, because I mentioned this before about being able to regulate your emotions, because that's what all of this is about. When you're enough, we go in and out of these ebbs and flows of feeling, I'm good enough, I'm not good enough, I can do it, I can't, I've got too much pressure on myself, oh, I can't, oh, one more day. And we go on this vicious cycle, and it's the days turn into the weeks. We have the day pajamas, the night pajamas. I mean, I know it's just crazy. We're completely mindlessly really, really staying focused. So I want you to visualize like an ER, you know, the room when you're in the hospital. Oh, you know what? Let's just do this. Does anybody watch Grey's Anatomy? I used to love Grey's Anatomy back when it first came out, when there was McSteamy and McDreamy. Oh my God. And I didn't even know that he was that cute, but I was more into the McSteamy than the McDreamy. But anyhow, so imagine they're running and they get a code red and somebody's flatlining, and they run into the ER, and they have somebody just laying there and they're flat. And they see on the screen and they're staring at it, and it's a flat line. They're gone. And so they rush, and they're trying to, get the defibrillator and all these things, and assessing to, help and assist, and adrenaline and shots and everything to get that heart stimulated. And then there it is. They see the bloop, and they see this like line happen. And that tells you what? I almost said the word. I do cuss a lot. Sorry, Casey. But yeah, that you're effing alive, people. And so know that your life is going to have these ebbs and these flows. You're going to have moments of high and moments of low. And that's anxiety and depression. And we run through anxiety and depression throughout the day. When I work with my patients / my clients, I have them take a grid. And I say, and you can write this on your paper if you have it. So you write from 1 to 5. 5 being fantastic and great and awesome. 3 is good, it's good. And 1 totally sucks, horrible. And I have them chart themselves 3 times randomly in the day. Preferably not when they're hungry, because usually it sucks, but 3 times during the day. I told them, I guarantee you up front, without doing it, you will not have a consistent number when you come back in a week. They're not going to have 3s throughout the whole week. So they come back and they have that same thing I was telling you about the ER, this chart, when we map it. And so it just proves my point to say that when you have a low, a high is coming. When you have a high, a low may be coming. To really find that place of being consistent and comfortable in the space of this uncertainty, of being comfortable and knowing that you're enough, and you have control of you, that there's opportunities, you have time availed to you. And when you start rehearsing and talking to yourself like this, you start feeling a little bit better, because we, within our own bodies, can simulate our own happiness. Did you know that you have the ability to create all those norepinephrines and endorphins and all these great chemicals, dopamine and serotonin? You create that by your mood. It's not something that's just floating. It's your emotions that you create that. So I think we're going to go to the next. We have a bullet point on this. This is my reminder to breathe, and let it be your reminder to breathe. This is something that we do automatically. We don't have to think about it. But I can tell, even by me speaking earlier, and my pace is up because I'm looking at the time and going, I've got to talk faster to get through things, that our breath is our first indicator with you of how we're doing. So I want everybody right now to take a few seconds. We're going to take like 30 seconds and we're going to inhale really deeply and just exhale. A real purposeful breath. I want to see you, Casey. Be our leader. Come on. Drop the shoulders. And this is something especially when you're working from home. It's your reminder to check in with your body. If your breath is shallow, if it's off, it's just feeling heightened, you need to check in with yourself. Good time for a water break for Miss V.
But when we're on the record, we often hold our breath, especially if it's a really fast take and double talkers and we're hanging on for dear life. We forget to breathe. And when we're taking exams and everything, we forget to breathe. And sometimes I'll get dizzy and I have to remind myself to breathe. And sometimes in the middle of a really, really hard take, I'll breathe and relax my shoulders and relax into the testimony, writing it, rather than tense up. I can feel my body tensing up. And I'll relax.
I love that.
And
Thank you for sharing.
I start writing better when I do that.
Yes, and the thing is that your breath control controls everything, especially when you're having to, write at what, like 95, 98% accuracy or whatever the numbers are. It's just outrageous. You added it for me. I'm just, I mind scribble. What can I say? But that you tell your brain when you slow it down, it's slowing down the parasympathetic nervous system. And so it makes everything calmer. And even that's about, I've studied, I'm always reading books. I'm reading The Inner Game of Tennis right now, but they have this whole thing about baseball players, and that ball is coming at like 80, 90 miles an hour. They have to slow it down because imagine how fast that is coming at you right here in the visual cortex, and how your body's meant to get you out of the way and flinch, but they have to control their body and everything and time it with precision to hit that ball. It's not an easy task.
That's a really good analogy for what we do as court reporters. We're licensed at 200 words a minute, but they will go up to 300 words a minute in a really fast exchange. And that's exactly what I find myself doing. I slow it down. I hear this guy, I hear that guy, I see the words floating around. And
it's like the Matrix. Did you watch the Matrix when he's just kind of doing his thing? He's in his zone.
It's exactly like a Matrix moment in a movie.
Right? It's totally. Hey, I'm down the rabbit hole half the time. But it's so true.
Like frozen in time.
Yes.
And then my fingers catch up. And it's weird how it all works together, but it slows down. And I think some of the best writers do that. They can slow it down no matter how fast they're going.
Let me make a recommendation here. I don't know if it's still available, but it's on Netflix and it's called Loser. Loser. Loser, you heard it right. And it's about high performance athletes, and they all lost. And what they did and what happened and how they rebounded, but what they learned and the pressure, and it's all about having to manage anxiety. I would start with the golfer because that's about really being focused and really having to stay focused. So I think that would be, I see it says it would be good if Victoria doesn't do something. I don't know what. What do I need to not do, Janet? Tell me. I don't know. I saw something pop up.
Oh, don't interrupt me. Reporters are big on don't interrupt the speaker.
Noted, Janet. Well, we also have to time this and keep things on point. So this is true. It's funny. I have a judge that I see, and I have to tell him that in my room, I'm judge and jury. So crazy. I hope everybody's enjoying this. So it's so important that we change our narrative that we're capable, we're equipped, we're skilled. We have a tool and a gift that is so needed. And how are we going to utilize that? And if we get out of our head, and I'm not saying everybody is, but I don't know, I haven't met anybody that isn't, myself included. And so I love also the book, The Four Agreements, because one of the agreements is don't take things too personally. And I read it over from a different perspective. And I read it from the perspective of, instead of it about my relationships with other people and as using it as a communication tool, I use it about a relationship with myself. And that, you know, what I'm feeling and how I'm projecting it to others is not necessarily fair or right. And so I don't have to take what they're projecting personally and let it throw me or throw me off course. And I'm saying that to say, because I think even as we're going through agencies and trying to find jobs, or you're coming to the CoverCrow and maybe getting stumped on trying to do something, maybe with a passcode or getting frustrated, there's people out there to help. There's people that want to support you. It's just that you have to let your requests be known and to shift the narrative that maybe you don't get it right, or even like how I was just asked to don't interrupt Casey. Absolutely. Let her have the floor and finish her thought. It's important. I want to hear what she has to say. What she has is valid. And I'm absolutely open to all of those suggestions. So let's have the next bullet point. What do you tell yourself every day? So Casey, you got up today. What'd you tell yourself? Be honest with our crew.
Yes. Is there somebody else who would like to answer that?
Yeah. Does anybody want to share? What'd you tell yourself? Be honest. Come on.
Grace? Claudia, help me out.
What'd you tell yourself?
Oh, Grace, I'm sorry. You're talking, but I don't hear you. You have to unmute, Grace.
Maybe you have to unmute her.
I'm looking over here because I have another computer set up because I can only see my...
Well, that's okay. Pardon me?
Talking. Let me see. Do I have to unmute you?
I see there's 5 responding on my screen. What do you tell yourself? Do you tell yourself, I'm going to kill it today. I'm the bomb. I got it. I'm a rock star. I'm awesome. Do you tell yourself that?
Maybe not so much.
It's crazy. I was sharing with my daughter, and she says, how come you wake up and you have this sense of joy when you wake up? And, you know, we've dealt with a lot of tragedy in this last year in my own life. And I said, you know, until you're faced with something that's tragic or when it's very life-threatening with people that you love, you kind of take things for granted. And not that you mean to, it's just because days roll into days and weeks and months and time, and you think, you know, time's never going to end. And so when you wake up and you have this new sense of it's going to be a good day because I'm going to make it a good day. Because regardless of what happens, I have to simulate for myself, because I'm given a responsibility to my family, to my mother, to my children, to my caseload, to show up and to be myself and to be resilient. And this is about you having the resiliency to move forward in whatever is thrown your way. And I mentioned earlier that our brains, we can simulate our own happiness. And what I mean by that is that we rehearse being happy. We do things that would make us happy. Our brain thinks it's happy. The same thing as if it's actually doing it. Does that make sense? Let me give you an example. You know, fighter pilots and people like that, they're always in flight simulators. There's people, the basketball and visual things, they're programming the movements and the muscle memory and all that in simulation, so that when they're actually doing it, their accuracy is right up there, probably with you, Casey, Brian, 98, 100.
99.8, get it right.
What is it? 99.8? Just say 99.9, almost perfect.
Sometimes 100%.
Okay, you get a toot for that. I love that. So no one wanted to comment? You didn't have anybody that typed something in that you could share?
Yeah, Jean said, today is going to be amazing.
Yay.
Tasha said, I can handle this day.
Yes.
Love it.
I love it.
You guys
So,
are positive.
yes, and that's what I'm talking about, is that it's semantics. You can choose. You are in the driver's seat. You can choose. Am I going to have a shitty day, or am I going to have a great day? And irregardless of what happens around us, you can make it a great day. You have the tools and the facility within yourself to choose. And the minute that you make that decision, you kind of flip that switch, you kind of stand up a little bit differently. You have more momentum. There's something that comes off a little bit differently. You hear things differently. It's water off a duck's back. We've heard that expression, water off a duck's back, right? And why does water have to fall off a duck's back? Do you know why? Anyone?
They oil their feathers so they don't get wet.
So they don't sink. So they don't sink, right? So they don't sink and they can fly away. If they need to fly away, they can spread their wings, they can fly away. So let's have the next bullet point. So I don't know if anyone there has a script on rewind. It's the same narrative that you tell yourself day in and day out. It's almost like when I do vision boards, and I do those and twice a year, and I'm actually going to be doing more coming up. It's that I find people repeating the same things on their vision board every year, or they put things out there that they haven't actually, they have a vision for it, but they haven't put legs behind it. And so they keep this script going, and I'm asking them, where is that coming from? Why are you saying that this is important to you? So I want you to ask yourself and write this down. I think Casey's going to have this also archived, right? So they can go back to it. Because I could have put a bunch of information there for you, but it's not going to benefit you. And this is really about you digging deep, you figuring out for you what you want for yourself. And what is it that you keep playing? And I want to talk about playing that's not serving you. What could you put on pause, or better yet, delete? What can you put on delete that you don't need to rewind anymore? Anything? Anybody? Is there anything that you can just kind of
Right now, I'll just
the
throw,
trash can button? What?
I'll throw it out there that I'm not going to get a job. Like right now, I haven't worked since March 13th. Kind of loving the time off, but I see other reporters on Facebook, and they're working like Jason Meter.
Oh, yeah.
He's like got work every day that he can't handle the work.
Yeah.
Working so much.
I think that's in Colorado, though, to be fair.
But even in California, I talked to an agency yesterday, and they had 409 jobs in the whole state of
Wow.
California in one day. So there's people working, it's just not me. So one of the scripts I'm telling myself is, you know, I'm not going to have, I mean, I'm not going to have work, or
Yeah.
or I'm reading the Zoom nightmare stories, and I'm like, oh, I'm not going to, you know, I don't want to do Zoom depots because it sounds like a nightmare. And what if that happens to me? So some of those negative scripting is, you know, I'm thinking maybe I should just get off Facebook for a while.
Well, it's a real place that we're living. And the thing is that, you know, those nightmares, it's a learning curve. This is all new territory. It's the new normal for people. And the fact is, if we switch that rescript on what you just said, it's the good thing is that people are working. The good thing is that there are jobs out there happening right now, and that people are, they're slowly starting to amp up again, and that's awesome. And that there's going to be possibilities for you too as well. And knowing that that's coming, to get your home life in order, should you need to do that. Make some arrangements and start acting as if you are working the hours you did before. And what would that look like for the dynamics within your home, with your husband, with your child, with whatever that looks like for the individual that's having to manage that. So this is the time to prepare for the opportunity to come. And to not look at it from a negative aspect of what about me, as opposed to, well, let me take maybe some Zoom has some tutorials that you can learn. And what can I do to be proactive? And also connecting with other people in the community that maybe know a little more, or have, you know, tried it already, trial and errors, that they can also guide you. So it's really about now helping one another. Because when I help you, you'll help me. And together we elevate. Does that make sense? Let's have the next bullet point. Who are you trying to please? That's a big one. I know it comes up all the time, because I know we say, oh, me, but that's not true. And that comes with the voices. I want to make my parents proud. I have to do this because so-and-so. Oh, they're watching me. I need, whatever it is. There's so many other people usually in line before ourselves that we're trying to please, when the person I want you to please first and foremost is yourself. I want you to go, good job. You did a good job. You really worked hard. You really kicked ass. You're awesome. You really held it together today. And we're going to do a rescript on that, held it together towards the end too. Because that, we'll just do it right now. When you say, you know, I think held it together or something like that, I think you want to really resource all the tools you have and say how awesome you are that you are able to be the glue and manage this. And sometimes, guess what? You don't have to be the glue. You don't have to manage it. You get time off. You can take a break. You can say enough's enough. You can say no, 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 no. That's all right. Think about the box we talked about earlier, right? Think about that. Let's have the next slide. The next point, I think. Is there another point on this one? Is there a next bullet on this one?
There we go.
When will we change our narrative? When we're forced to, when the old one isn't working anymore, when we realize that that doesn't serve us. There's lots of reasons why we need to shift that narrative. Imagine, would you want to watch the same episodes of Friends or ER or Ozark over and over and over again? Would you want to do that? Any show you watch? Would you want to hear the same song over and over and over and over on the radio? Or do you want variety? Do you want to listen to different things that suit your moods? Do you want to watch different types of movies? Would you want to walk in different places? Or do you want to just eat the same food every single day? I kind of know the answer because I'm of the same species as you. It's called the human race here. And we like variety. We like change. We like, people go, oh no, people don't like change. No, they do, because that's where our brain grows. That's where we get activated and all these, you know, things just firing up. That's where we start taking on new things and synapses and things are flying. And so exciting, we get stimulated. I tell people that I want them, when I start working with them, I require them to walk minimally 10,000 steps a day. And they're like, what? How? I said, just put on the Fitbit or whatever, just get walking. And when you do it, no podcast, no music. I want you to use all your senses and activate them all. Pay attention, take all the smells in, take all the colors in, take all the sounds in, and really activate your senses. And then they're alone with their mind. And they hear the script play over and over. And then they come back to me and I say, what was on your mind? What was the script you're playing? They're like, oh my God, I couldn't stop it. I go, well, that's what we want to work on. I know you came here for something, but let's stop that script. Let's get you off that 33 going around and around and around, right? That doesn't work. So is there another bullet point on this before we go to the next, changing the narrative? Okay, I know we did a breathing exercise. So you got that, right? Well, you know that it's so important to breathe in between these sessions. But I'm going to teach you an activation exercise. So I want everybody to stand up. It will take 90 seconds. And this is what I want you to do when you're feeling a little dip in your energy, when you're feeling you need to we're coming home with some really good information, or you're kind of stressed and you just got to switch and get some blood flowing. So everybody stand up really quick. You're going to stand up, everybody. I don't know if you can see me, how far back I need to go. Casey, you need to tell me if I'm far back enough.
That's good.
Okay, so we're gonna put our hands all the way up and you're gonna stretch, really stretch, go on your tippy toes if you can, really, really stretch. Oh, move that body, twist it, go down to the ground and you're gonna pat your legs, starting at your ankles, your knees, right, your quads, get your hamstrings, get your butt, get your low back, get your chest, right in the front. Right, go your arms, pat your arms. Get those nerves going. Other side. Big wingspan. Open up big all the way. Spread. Big butterfly hug. Oh, twist your body. You're doing good. Boy, V, you're doing a good presentation. People are loving you. Pat your head. Good job. Give it a little pull. One more time, are you ready? Hands up, stretch, point, stretch on the toes. I see you, Grace, good job. Stretch, 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 stretch. Oh, down to the ground, woo, dive. Get those legs, get that blood flowing. We're gonna re-script, we're gonna change that narrative. We're gonna let go of those negative schemas. Okay, get that arm. Ooh. Head. That feel good? Okay, let's sit down. We all woken up now? How'd that feel?
Yeah, feels good.
Good.
That'll be great to do on a recess.
Yes, do that. Just when you, even if you have to go to the bathroom, and just go and do it there. I mean, do you feel the blood flowing and energized?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That next slide, Casey.
I feel like I just got a major workout.
So when you think of COVID, when you think of COVID, I don't want you to think of a pandemic. I don't want you to think of an illness. I don't want you to think of a virus or I may get it, even though you walk outside and you see people wearing masks or taking different precautions. And I'm not talking about not being sensitive and being careful with those things, but I don't want you to think about that anymore. I want us to have a new acronym. We're having a new narrative when we think of the word COVID, okay? So let's start with C. So we're gonna challenge ourselves. Challenging yourself is good. It's stepping up to the plate. It's knowing you have the abilities within your facility to do something. It feels good to kind of stretch yourself. When you set out to pursue the career you're in, it was a challenge. You didn't know anything. You didn't know you were in a different career prior to this. And then you learned, and before you know it, you now are an expert in that field. And so we all can challenge ourselves, and in little ways and in bigger ways. So think of C as a challenge, that this situation is presenting challenges that you're capable to handle. You're equipped and prepared for that. And O is our opportunity. We talked about that we have an opportunity now because you guys are skilled. You have a tool that people need. You have something that people want. And so now's the time to fine tune it, to really make sure that you're on your game. Use the CoverCrow platform. Absolutely. It's free. It's a no-brainer. And take the opportunities. Text Casey, reach out on Facebook, ask for questions, anything you want to help stabilize and support you in this time. If you hear about things, put it on. If you guys work together, you're stronger than if you're on your own. You don't have to be in this alone, even though you're independent contractors in some sense. Like myself, I have a whole wealth, and I work with a lot of helpers in the industry. And then I have my group of people that I have my cohorts with from my programs that we, collaborate on things. So it's a wonderful opportunity to really build your network. And so maybe write on a little star. Maybe you're going to reach out, besides filling out the CoverCrow and getting all involved in that, maybe you're going to reach out to 2 people. And also share with them about CoverCrow or involve them in like a community of a network if you haven't already. Okay, and V, I want you to visualize. Visualize. And it's so important because what you see we take in images so rapidly. And so I want you to start creating and thinking about images. And I'll have Casey send to her group the vision boards that I do, which are phenomenal. And in our vision boards, we don't use words because words slow you down, but we process at such a faster rate visually. We imprint and blueprint our memories and what we want. So I want you to start thinking about, what is it that you want for yourself? What do you want your life to look like? And what I've heard before is people go, oh, I'm so uncertain about what's going to happen this year. It's like, not me. Sky's the limit. Why should it be any different than any year and even not better? And I think what's happened even in this whole situation, there are some amazing things that have come out about it. We've connected. I've made more meals and cooked with my son more than I ever have. I've talked to more neighbors. I've delivered wine to more neighbors. And so there's a lot of things, if we use our vision to look outside of ourselves and what's around us, we'll feel more fulfilled in so many ways. And I is introspection.
Before you go to I, can I share really quick?
Yes, please do.
See if you guys can see this.
Oh, you're showing a vision board from one of my lectures.
So this was one of her lectures years ago, and at the time I was pregnant, so it's all about babies. But you'll see, there's words in here, new memories, and I had this posted over my desk, and it really helped me, you know, to get through that time. And this kind of represented a whole year in my life. But I want to do a new one with, I want to get certifications. I want to finish the RPR and get the CCRR and the CRR and really go for some of the certifications, which I've never really
love
wanted
that.
to do, but I was off for so long with my pregnancy and with carpal tunnel that I'm just now, I feel like I'm good enough again to pass those tests. So, you know, making a professional vision board, I think, is something I might do one of these sessions just on vision boarding.
Yeah, and I think if that's the case, I think also having some of the tools prepared in advance would make it go very seamless. But I want to say, Casey, I so appreciate your honesty and your ability to be, you know, transparent with where you're at or where you were, and also some of their goals and things that you want. And you said something very profound. You said just right now, recently, you're feeling enough that you can get to start pursuing these other things that you've put off because you've had setbacks upon setbacks.
Good
And
setbacks, really good setbacks, but.
you know, and it's surprising because I know in the midst sometimes when we are having setbacks or our own situations that seem to be, you know, untimely, not planned, that they actually end up being blessings. They actually end up really showing us our character. They actually ground us in other areas that prepare us for that thing we thought. And then where there's such a resiliency that amplifies that wouldn't have had. That's where confidence comes. People always come to me, oh, I want to be more confident. And I'm like, well, it's in the doing. You're going to have to get your hands dirty and just do it. And so I put them in uncomfortable situations and I increase anxiety to show them, you got it, you can do this. And once they do it, they're like, wow, and they feel good. It's that muscle memory. It's that simulation that they can do that. So I think that's great. And yes, I'd love to help you if you would like to do something with a vision board. So, and introspection, that's going inward, really taking inventory and pausing, because if you're like me, you know, a busy mom with all these other things, I have to first look after me or everybody else goes down. So it's focusing on what is that it's important to you. What is it, the things that you're needing? Is that you're needing a long shower, a long walk, eating well, meeting with the friends on Friday? What are some things that you want for yourself, that you deserve, that you earn, that you work for, that you feel deserving of? And you don't have to do anything for them. It's just because you're you. It's totally fine. But check in, because we don't check in. And then what happens, time goes by, and before you know, it's like, oh, my head's over here and my leg's over here, and I'm, you know, like the cat, kind of splattered, because I didn't really check in with myself. So that's the most important thing. And D is be really determined when you do something. You know, the root word of that is, you know, to determine something you want and to focus and be disciplined. And those things coming together. Do you like thinking of COVID in these terms? And I'm watching time, and I'm gonna stop in just a second. But do you like thinking of COVID in these terms of feeling, you know, that you can meet the challenge, having opportunity before you, having a vision for your career, your life, your family, making more money, however that is, because it benefits, it's not about the money, it's about what it provides for everybody and yourself. The vision for your life, introspection and feeling good, checking in, and being very determined on what you want. Doesn't that feel better when you hear the word COVID than just COVID?
Absolutely.
I think so. I think so. Well, I know our time's run really fast. It went very quickly. I could ramble on here for a little bit longer, but I want us to spend time so we can hear the gal that won the essay. Thank you everybody for having me. Casey will put up my information should anybody want to talk, need any individual work, individual coaching and sessions, anything they need. I can facilitate that, what they're needing. And I also have some things that I think, Casey, you can put up, because I have also the No Pressures, No Diamonds that I think I may offer. It's also about addressing anxiety. People have a lot of anxiety, how we regulate that. So I had a great time. I hope everybody did.
Thank you so much, Victoria.
Yay.
Amazing as always.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Don't go anywhere.
I won't. I'm going to stay here. I want to hear the speech.
We've got some sessions coming up Thursdays at 5 o'clock, setting yourself up for post-COVID work. More of this stuff, more about setting yourself apart for marketing, reducing stress, getting organized. All of the series is going to be focused around these 4 central points. We're going to touch on, you know, different people will be giving different perspectives on these, and so don't miss it. And then right now I'm going to have Jean Gonzalez of South Coast College introduce Katherine Thomas. She's our scholarship winner. I introduced a $500 essay contest scholarship with the title and theme of Why I Love Court Reporting, which is the Facebook group that I host. And I had a couple of entries, and Katherine's was just really wonderful. So I'm going to have Jean introduce her because she was a student at South Coast College. And let me stop sharing here. And there's Jean. Go ahead, Jean.
Hey.
Hi, Cassandra. Can you hear me?
Yes.
First, I'd like to say that I was honored to be asked to be here today, first of all, because I'm so proud of you and all of your accomplishments and all of the things that you have done for South Coast College, giving back. And this is just one of those things that you do constantly on an ongoing basis to give back, not only to our school, but to students in general and to others in the profession. So I really am honored to be here. And I'm so happy that you selected Katherine Thomas, because I had the opportunity of working with her, and she's one of the most industrious students that I've ever encountered. Mm-hmm. She works so hard to pass the CSR exam on the first attempt, pass both portions of the academic portions of the CSR, and the California CSR is not an easy test. Mm-hmm. And she did everything with such grace and humility, and always was on time with all of her work, no matter how much she had to work or do other things. School always came first, and I'm so happy that you selected her.
Her essay was amazing. So Katherine's going to take a minute. It's only a 1-page essay, so I hope you will all stay and listen.
Yes.
It just really, really, see, I'm verklempt again. it brought me to tears. So Katherine, if you will do us the honor.
All right, well, thank you so much. And thank you, Jean. Everything you said was so sweet. All right, so my essay, why do I love court reporting? Well, I mean, what's not to love? There are so many reasons why. The actions, the flexibility, the pay, the opportunities, and the growth. But for the sake of our times, I'll limit myself to just 2 reasons why I am enamored with court reporting. The first is the reaction that I get when I tell people I'm a court reporting student. It is so fulfilling and a giant boost to my confidence to hear people I've never met before telling me they're proud of me for going to school for something like this. It is so awesome and makes me feel so proud. It is a constant reminder that I really did pick a good career. Everyone is always so impressed by the fact that a 22-year-old is about to get her license for court reporting, or that she even knows where court reporting is. Even greater than that is the reactions I get when I bring out my machine. My favorite memory of this was when I went to meet my boyfriend's grandma for the first time. I was in 180 words per minute, and I determined as ever to finish. So knowing that I would be away from school for 5 days and being the responsible student that I am, I brought my machine with me. That first evening, after all the events of the day had died down, I brought my machine out, figuring it would be a nice time to get some practice in before bed, not knowing it would be the subject of discussion for the next couple of hours. Grandma's face lit up more and more the more I told her about court reporting, and then I showed her how fast I could write and how words looked in steno versus how they came up in English on my computer. She ran out of the room and came back with a newspaper so that she could read it to me as I wrote it all down on my machine. It made me feel so good and so proud to be learning this skill. At the end of our trip, on the way back to the airport, we all went around sharing our favorite events and memories of the trip. My smile was so big when Grandma said that her favorite part of the trip was when I brought out my machine and taught her all about court reporting. My second favorite thing about court reporting is a reason I decided this career was for me. The career opportunities and the flexibility that this job offers all of its employees. I've never heard of a career with so many different paths you can branch out on. This career opens doors into being an official court reporter, a deposition reporter, and a closed captioner. You can work for the deaf or hard of hearing, students, colleges, news stations, professional sports teams, and the Oscars. The opportunities are practically endless. After realizing all the different paths I could take, I chose from once I became a CSR, I was sold on this career. The path I am choosing right now is being a deposition reporter, mainly for the flexibility. You work as much or as little as you would like, which for me is perfect. I want to travel as much as possible, and knowing that I can work really hard for a couple months and then take a week or two off with no problem is exactly what I want. Not to mention the fact that deposition agencies can send you different places for different depots. This means that I could be sent to a different state, country, or even just somewhere a couple hours away and still be able to see new places and experience new things for a long or short of a period as I choose. Well, there you have it, 2 reasons summed up of why I love court reporting. Plus, an extra little bonus is the fact that I typed this little essay up on my steno in less than 5 minutes. Long email responses, letters, and so on are never a problem when you're a CSR. Thank you guys for listening.
Katherine, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself? The scholarship was open up to students who were in qualifiers or waiting to take the CSR. So where are you in the process?
When I entered, I was in qualifiers. I'd already qualified, and I was going for the March CSR, which is the one that I passed.
Yay!
Thank
That
you
is so
so much,
awesome.
Victoria. That's so exciting. Congratulations.
Thank
Well,
you.
Determination for sure. Drive. I love it.
Thank you.
So much. Thank you for being here today, and thank you everybody. And come back next Thursday, and I'll have a new, a new format. So every week will be new. But thank you so much. And if any of you would like to stay and ask me some questions about CoverCrow, I have a few minutes, and so thank you. I'll give you a moment to say your goodbyes, I guess. Bye, Jean.
Hi.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Grace.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
See you soon.
Bye. Thank you so much. You look familiar. Claudia?
Claudia, yes. Hi, Jean.
Yeah.
I went to
Hi.
South Coast.
Yes.
I went to South Coast, yeah. And I actually was there 3 years ago because I started off after I graduated in 2002 and took some time off. And Jean was very nice to let me go back to pick up my speed 3 years ago, and I'm back in the field. So yes. Thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Awesome community.
Yeah.
Cassandra, I have a question about CoverCrow.
Who is this?
This is Saba.
Hi, Saba.
Hi, how are you?
How are you doing?
I am well.
You don't have your video on.
Yeah, I'll show you. It's very fuzzy.
Oh,
So I just kept it off. See how fuzzy it is?
yeah.
But it's me.
Keep it
She's
on.
there. Hey.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Cassandra?
What'd you say, Victoria?
I said, hey, I can see her.
So I wanted to ask about the CoverCrow. I filled out all of my information, and when I go in there and I put myself active, it seems like it takes me back to inactive, and I don't really understand what's happening with that.
Every night it resets everybody's live status, so you have to check in every day. So every night it automatically will reset everybody to unchecked in.
Oh.
Is that what you're talking? Is it in the same day?
Yes. No, it's like I'll come back. It's not in the same day.
Yeah.
I'll come back and I'll see. Yeah.
We want this to be a live availability.
Okay.
So I want people to check in every day. I am going to be changing that feature so that you can get a calendar and have a future availability. So
Yeah.
for example, if you're going on vacation, you can mark off all those vacation days ahead of time. But, you know, and a lot of times if I'm in trial, okay, I know my trial is going to be, okay, I have a trial starting next week and it's a 2-week trial. And so if I go in there and set everything up, the trial settles and everything changes, you know?
Right.
So so I designed it to reset everybody's availability every night. So
Okay.
every morning you've got to be checking in.
Yeah, I know it's going to be just a matter of getting used to the platform.
Right.
I know there's going to be a learning curve, but I just wanted to kind of clear that up a little bit. Have you had any work come through CoverCrow?
Yeah, I have, you know, Louis Romo,
Yes.
Reporters Connection. He has a job in there, a workers' comp job right now.
Okay.
I've talked to several agencies this week, and they've all promised me that they're going to go on and start putting their jobs on there.
Okay.
I have an appointment to walk through the system with one of the agencies and their tech person and their calendaring person next week. So I have my work cut out for me up ahead with walking these. I've got to do some hand holding with the agencies to get them putting their orders in the system.
Oh, okay.
Onboarding.
I designed the system so that the agencies aren't using it for overflow work. They're using it for all of their work. So ideally, every single job that comes through an agency's desk will be put on CoverCrow. That's the vision for this. So I made it so that they can assign the job or put the job out to the boards of only their staff reporters or of their favorites, or, you know, this job would be good for this reporter, so I'll put it on her board and let her accept it. So they can pick and choose who their job gets on whose board.
Okay.
So that's where it's a customized system. So they can, you know, instead of doing a blast out to everybody, they can control who sees it. And then once their, you know, their few reporters don't get it, then they can open it up and then open it up and then open it up and then overflow. So it gets on more and more people's job boards as they reach the reporters, you know, the first tier, second tier, third tier reporters, and then overflow. So that's the way it's designed, is to have all their jobs that way. So it's a matter of training the agencies to put all of their jobs on it, and that could take some time. We're looking at a really, I didn't think it would be as long of a training period, but it could be a year or 2 years before this thing is really, really working at its ideal, you know, potential. The potential is
I can see the potential. I can see it. That's what I'm excited about this platform, and that's why I wanted to kind of like check in and see how it, because I like the, you know, I came to your presentation that you did when they had with DRA.
Yeah, you've met
So
then, that's right.
yeah, so I was ready, you know, for looking for this and ready for this to start up, and wanting this to be the kind of way that I work now as an independent contractor. So I'm clapping, applauding you for starting this up, and looking forward to how this platform is going to work.
Yeah, it has so much automation. So when you say you're interested in a job, an agency can assign you, then a notice goes out to you saying you've got the job, and then a notice goes out to all the reporters who said they were interested, and they're immediately notified, you know, it's been covered, it's been covered, it's been covered. And then if anybody tries to get into that job, they get a big notice saying it's been covered. So they, you know, it cuts down on the agency's work, and it cuts down on our work too, because we're not getting a ton of emails that, you know, the job's been covered when we're not interested in the job, or we already got the job, and we're getting these mass emails all the time with it's been covered, it's been covered. And so CoverCrow is covering and taking care of all of that busy work, and it cuts down on all the different, I mean, more and more Facebook groups keep popping up, you know, now.
I know, I've noticed that since COVID.
I just joined another one today too, another job.
Yeah.
There's so many job boards. By the time you finally find a job that you want and you respond to it, it's been taken.
Right.
So this hopefully, I have this auto accept feature where you can put in, using the advanced filters, you could say this is the kind of job I want for tomorrow, and if it comes on the board, the agency's automatically emailed that you want the job. So you can be on the record, and the agency's already being told that you want the job, that you're available and you want it. And that to me is, I built that.
Dude, that's a game changer.
It is, yeah. It'll be ideal.
My dream system. This is what I want as a reporter. And so I built what I wanted. And I'm hoping that you like it too, because I'm sure you all work just like I do, you know, with all these different agencies and different emails and voicemail and text and Facebook groups, and you're like, I can't even tell you how many reporters I've talked to who are like, oh, I just missed that job. Like, you know, I wish I had it because that would be perfect for tomorrow. You know, so it's solved so many problems and cuts down on all the noise and all the different places that you're getting things. You're getting bombarded. I don't need 100 emails at the end of the day to delete, you know. So this cuts down. So you're only going to be getting, you can set up your job alerts to only get emails from about the jobs you want. Like, I don't need a job up in Tarzana. I don't even
Right.
You know?
Right. Or Santa Monica for me. I mean, I'll take Santa Monica now, but
That's where I'm at.
it's so far from me, you know, but I'll do it now.
Yeah,
So, but yeah.
Day, you know, but so thank you. I'm glad you're excited, and thank you for asking, and it's good to see you even fuzzy.
Even fuzzy, huh? Maybe next week I won't be fuzzy. Thank you for this.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Tamara, you stuck around. Thank you. Thank you, Marlene. Do you have any other questions? All right, I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight to all of you, and hopefully you'll check back next Thursday. And thank you so much, Victoria. You're wonderful.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Yeah, I'll call you right now. I want to talk.
Sure.
Bye.
Great job. Bye, everybody. Thank you.